Hi, my name is Margaret Hunt, and I will be giving my presentation on Native American stereotypes that are harmful. So this is the order everything will be going in. And to start it off, these two images I have on the screen currently actually do perpetuate harmful stereotypes, and I will be looking at these as well as some cartoons and a book of my choosing as well that perpetuate just harmful stereotypes that, again, hurt the Native American community, physically and mentally. The cups on the bottom left, they are showing all Native Americans have big noses, big guts, wearing feathers all the time. They're always wearing their headdresses, which in actuality they're not. That's not true. They are still people. They might wear different clothing, yes, but most of Native Americans or Indians won't be wearing headdresses like that. I do not believe so. And the one at the top right shows a Euro-American being defenselessly being attacked by a Native American man, which kind of perpetuates that they're all violent people that are barbaric. And again, he is wearing feathers on his head, just as the second cup in the image to the left. And then in the image to the left, they're being used as a sales token, like a way to make more money easily. And the stereotype goes deeper. In Rhythm on the Reservation with Betty Boop, we see a lot of stereotypes, like being how Native Americans are dumb, drunk, or head over heels for the white woman. Which, this kind of has some historical connections that I have loosely connected them to, like, the reason why we see them as dumb is because they didn't create a bunch of industrial technology like we did, but they had their own form of technology, like farming and their techniques for farming multiple versions of or species of potatoes, for instance, which is extremely smart thinking at the time, at least. And it's smart for today when we have massive fields. The way they used elevation. But in this cartoon specifically, they have instruments. I'm sorry about the noise in the background. But they have instruments like maracas and trombones. While maracas are not used properly, they are used to smash what I believe are berries or grapes. But it's some sort of food instead of being used for what it's actually supposed to, which is just to shake it. The trombone being used to pump water out of the river. And as well as, like, that last point being head over heels for the white woman, it kind of perpetuates the stereotype that the men are only after sex and your women, which is not true at all, but it makes a bunch of Native Americans look bad. And diving deeper into this, we see other cartoons like Go Go Gophers, or other forms of art like Jacques Moine. I think that I probably butchered that name, but I'm sorry. Which is one of the first drawings of Native Americans or Indians at the time. And in this drawing, they're being, like, Euro-Americans are being scalped and tortured while they're having their legs cut off and being put on posts tied. They're like staffs, which kind of perpetuates, especially for its time, where England was trying to keep the Americas in its hands and in its possession, kind of perpetuates that these Native Americans are violent and dumb and uncivilized. And in the cartoon, they show two gophers living in a tent that's always full of smoke, and one of them doesn't even speak English. He speaks gibberish and just says a bunch of random words. And they throw boulders at these what look like colonists wearing Civil War blue uniforms, actually, which is funny, to me at least a little bit. It looks like they're wearing Union uniforms and they're trying to fight against these savage Indians, and all they want to do is mess up their plans, I guess. But I connect all these stereotypes to the play The Rez Sisters, as some you can see through a few of these, like a few quotes, that they actually do perpetuate some of the indoctrination these cartoons have caused, like, and how their own trauma actually connects with it all and kind of brings it all together. There's a character, Emily, who was actually beat by a man, and she has a conversation with a character, Annie, who comes to the conclusion through the quote on page 86 that Indian guys only want to have sex, drink, and leave you after they're done, which totally is not true. Not every Native American can't be like that, but due to her own experiences as well, like rape, domestic violence, and abuse, these women kind of buy into this indoctrination and buy into the stereotypes that all these men are like that white guys are so much better, which also perpetuates that white is better. So it's the big deal. The big deal is that if we have these stereotypes going around, who's to stop or get people to change their thoughts and help stop Native American hate or hate for other races in general? I believe that it's important to learn about why these are wrong, and I think it's very important to read more American Indian literature, because it educates you, and education is one of the best ways to be more open-minded about people, which brings me to my interpretation of the educational system being kind of garbage when teaching about Native Americans and the different cultures within that. But I also would like to just give a little bit of time for my works used. Those are all my citations, and thank you so much.